Well, howdy there folks, Justin here, and welcome to my first ever actual review of a set. Here we have the LEGO Marvel Advenger set, 76164, IronMan Hulkbuster versus A.I.M Agent. It says Agent, but I think it should say Agents, because there's two of them. This has 456 pieces, came out in the summer of 2020. And if I recall correctly, the full MSRP on this was $50. And so let's get into it. Let's first start with the A.I.M agents. Got this little guy right here. He's set up with some night vision goggles, which I assume are also intended to improve his visual capabilities, probably tied in with the gun here so that he can basically shoot around, look at things and have it target them better, or perhaps there is a built-in targeting camera in the gun so he can, shoot around corners and see what he's gonna go for. I don't know. This set's based on the new Marvel Avengers video game that came out in 2020. I haven't played it at all. I've seen it played a little bit. So I don't know if that's something that they actually can do in the game, but I know we have that technology in the real world, so why not in fantasy? But yeah, and just real quick, there are 3 of these translucent red missiles for the spring-loaded missile shooters. However, there's only 2 missile shooters in the set, so what can you do with the 3rd one, aside from have it as extra in case you lose one of the other 2? Pew pew! Pew pew! Now, of course, you're going to need to actually have this guy, connected to studs, because otherwise he's just going to fall right over. Because, yeah. But, that's okay. So, pop that off. Oh, and this right here, this is just one of the little black handle pieces attached to a lightsaber hilt, attached to a gun, which I don't know the origin of what theme the gun originated in, so I just know it's a gun. But anyways, and then we got this this A.I.M agent right here who's flying around on this much simpler version of a twin turbine jetpack. Much simpler when compared to the version from the speeder bike attack with Black Panther, Thor, and I thought there were 2 A.I.M agents, but I looked it up earlier just to see, and I saw it in Walmart. It was in the clearance aisle, but I was like, I'm sorry, 25% off just isn't enough for me to buy a second one. Come on, Walmart, do better. But anyways, but yeah, it turns out there's just the one A.I.M agent in that. He has a much cooler reflect pack than this. But, this guy isn't, half the set. This is the set. These are just accessories for the set. And of course we got Rescue here in red armor. And I was informed, I built this during a live stream. I was informed by one of my viewers that Rescue is not in the Avengers video game. At least not as a playable character, so apparently, but maybe when she does show up, Rescue, by the way, is Pepper Potts, two-sided head on the minifig, but, so apparently when they do show up, it's going to be, in a red suit. But yeah, these are just, your standard missile shooters, so, all you gotta do is apply a slight bit of pressure. Slight bit of pressure and it'll just pop, it'll just spring right out. And I imagine that this is also supposed to be able to fly, because otherwise all it does is sit here. And I personally think that looks stupid. But I'm not LEGO. So, personally, I think that sitting there looks good. So let's move on to the bulk of the set, and here we have the 2020 version of the Hulkbuster. Now this is again based on the video game version. The arms are relatively articulated. The shoulders are good. You get full, you can get full 360 degree rotation. The fingers pop off fairly easily, as you just saw, because they are simply connected to pop off this cover. Just one of these pieces right here, and using one of the little robot hands. That's just how that's connected. I don't like it, but that's how it is. Maybe one of these days I'll mod it. But the elbow isn't that great as far as I'm concerned, and there's some play in the pauldrons here. There's a little bit of play, so you can raise the arms up at about this far, so you know, about yay, as opposed to being able to go all the way up. So, but I mean, you can go all the way up by rotating like this, but still, I mean, of course it's a Lego set. It's not going to be as 100% flexible as an actual human being could be, or you know, Tony Stark could design the Hulkbuster to be. The elbow is there's a very slight amount of flex in and out, so but the you know, forward and back, it's, you know, a 180 degree, so you got 90 there straight, and then negative 90 there. So, and of course the normal human arm won't turn back like that. It won't do this, but that's because this is a machine. Also LEGO. But anyways, so as you can see, there are only 3 fingers and a thumb. So, and one of the things you'll notice from the thumbnail photo that I took for this is I went and I modified this for the thumbnail photo. I put some trans blue stuff in there, so to give it a little flair, a little pop, to represent, you know, like how in the small Iron Man mech that came out at the beginning of 2021, might have been December 2019. I don't know. I wasn't in LEGO at that time. But there were little stickers on the shoulders that were arc reactors. So I was like, all right, as a nice little throwback to that, I in my set photo, I took a photo. I put that in. I also pulled out some additional pieces and I modified it so that, you know, he was actually blasting off with his repulsor attack. So, but you know, that's me. This is the set. So, and even though it didn't, I don't think it showed up in the photo. I don't think you can see it in the photo. I did have some stuff coming off of here, as if these were additional little repulsor blasters, helping him, you know, helping to propel him forward as he was charging into combat. But anyways, let's look at the legs. Oh, full 360 degree rotation at the waist. So, because it has one of those pieces. And the rotational plate inside. Now for the legs, I do not like I do not like how little motion there is in the ankles. They barely move. So they barely move at all. I mean, I understand this is a Lego set. It needs to be stable. Now, one of the things I do really like about these legs is the connection methods here at the knees. You have these 2 little robot arms connecting for the back tendons, basically, and then you have here in the middle, you know what, let me just pop this right off. let me just pop this off. Okay, so you have these two little robot arms right here, and then you have these other two little grips, and they connect to the leg here and here. So I like that. It doesn't give any flex, it doesn't give any mobility or anything like that. It's a good, secure connection, which I like. I would not have thought of that. Now I just need to get this back together. All right, so and yeah, the hips, the hip joints, they're your standard, you know, ball joints basically. They're your standard ones. I don't know. Again, I don't know what theme they were first introduced in. Could be Bionicle, could be Nexo Knights, could be Exo Force, could be any number of things. Because all that stuff happened during my 20-year Dark Age. But anyways, so I like the toes. I do like the toes. So those are nice. Look at those toes. Yeah, I do like the toes. The stickers, there were not an obnoxious amount of stickers on this for this set, and they all went in places that I feel they should have been. So I'm okay with the amount of stickers and their placements. But so I mean the one that's, I guess you could say, hardest to notice is the one right here at the bottom, at like the midsection, sort of around where like the solar plexus would be, the diaphragm would be on a human being. And of course inside you have the cockpit. This just opens up with two more of those little robot arms. This is a printed piece, and this chest piece right here is printed. But yeah, it just opens up all nice and neat, and then you have the cockpit right there. There's that's a sticker on the 2x2 black slope piece, and I did try a modification of putting a 2x2 plate in the bottom there that only has two studs on it. The other side is just tile, so that I could, you know, connect Iron Man in there, and hold him secure, but not so secure that he comes apart. Because right now it's 4 studs down in there. But unfortunately, that raises him up just enough that the Hulkbuster doesn't close completely. So I had to undo that, and that was not easy. But that's okay. But yeah, overall, I am pleased with my first Hulkbuster. This is my first Hulkbuster. I have the War Machine Buster, which you've seen me build before. If you haven't, maybe I'll include a link right here. Anyways, now for Iron Man himself. I have not compared the minifig to other Iron Mans. However, I do know for certain that this helmet does not open, whereas previous helmets did. So I do notice that there is some decent printing work on the face of the helmet. So there's some nice lines there. Don't really come through very well on my camera, but that's okay. Just using my phone. That's the best camera I got right now. So, but I mean, overall, I like this. It has leg and toe printing for the minifig. It doesn't have arm printing. I would think that they would, you know, with this being the Hulkbuster, that it would have he would have arm printing, but that's okay. And then yeah, he just goes right down in here, closes like that. Hulkbuster ready to smash. So, oh, and there are a couple of little trans blue dishes right there to represent the repulsors built into the Hulkbuster itself. Yeah, overall, obviously, I like this set. I'm a fan of the MCU. I'm a fan of Marvel in general. I haven't played the Avengers game, but I would like to one of these days. I probably never will, though. Too busy with other things. So, and I like the A.I.M agents that were included. They were a nice little, you gotta have some sort of foe for the heroes to face off against. Even when the foes are woefully outgunned and outmatched. So, but yeah, I like this set. This is a good one. I got this. Let's see here. You know what? I just remembered the actual MSRP on this. $40, because I got it for $32 at Target. I don't remember how long ago. It's find the What's New Wednesday video where I talk about where I talk about getting this. But yeah, I got it for $32 at Target. And I'm not 100% sure what these are supposed to be. Maybe some sort of power cells or cooling nodules or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to say that, actually I'm going to say they're cooling heat sinks. Designed for cooling him off. But yeah, what canon-wise, what they are, I don't know. Not worried either. Anyways, this has been I don't know. I don't want to give like a rating, like a star rating, or like on a scale of 1 to 10. But I'd say, I do not regret buying this. It's a good set. I like mechs. If it has dragons, mechs, or magic, I'm generally cool with it. And for a 4th M, martial arts. So, Ninjago, all that kind of stuff is a general winner with me. Plus, I'm a comic book nerd, so the Avengers stuff is great. But for whatever reason, the DC stuff hasn't caught with me. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you did. Please comment down below anything you have to say about this video, or specifically this set. Leave me any questions you have for the monthly Q&A. It takes place on the 3rd Friday of each month. Going forward, I'm going to be doing them live. I've made the decision. Going forward, I'm going to be doing them live. And if I don't have any questions, then I guess going forward from February 2021 on, I'll sit there for 15-30 minutes and just stare at the camera, maybe sort some pieces while I'm waiting for people to pop in with questions, if I don't have any questions to answer before folks show up. The LEGO Marvel Adventures 7616 for IronMan Hulkbuster versus A.I.M Agent, 456 pieces, came out in the summer of 2020, and it's a good set. I like this one. Alright, thanks again for joining me, folks. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye-bye.